Welcome to Financial Literacy Class 101. Our topic of today is how can I stop this impulse spending habit? So this is a case scenario. You meet somebody who has just graduated from campus. Then after graduating to campus, they are lucky to get a job. And maybe they get even a good job that is paying 150,000. So there is that transformation from the campus life to now to the real life situation. Now, as they are spending their cash, you see they have got a good job and they are being paid 50,000, and they are single. So if they are single, they are single, it means the responsibilities are less, and they had been used to spending little cash in their student life. You meet somebody being paid 50,000, they are living in a bedsitter which is 7,000. So they remain with 43,000. Then maybe six is deducted by the pay. So they remain with that 7,000 Kenya shillings. With that 7,000 Kenya shillings, they can have an impulse of 5,000 per month. That is 20. Since the remaining 17 can still sustain them. You see, you meet somebody who has such a culture, they at one time, once they get married, they will be having a spending habit. And with time, things will catch up. So that is why we have this video. How can I stop the impulse spending habit? If you are from my TikTok, thank you for coming, and ensure you after the video you're able to comment. Also for my returning subscribers, I appreciate you and I'll be happy to see you comment, so that in comment section, that's the only way we can interact, and I'll be aware that from my house I recorded the video, and from where you are able to get the message. So let us go to suggestion number 1. How can I stop my impulse spending habit? Important for partners to openly and honestly discuss their beliefs and views of money. So you meet for the partners, and especially in marriage, even in your talking stage, it is important that you discuss your views of money, because there are 3 types of people. There are people who have the scarcity mentality. So since they have the scarcity mentality, they view money as a root of all evil. So it means anytime they get their money, they have their way to express themselves. They always have to show that maybe I'm earning more than you are earning, or maybe they always have to show that once they get their cash, the way to express themselves is that overspending. That is why you'll go maybe in a club, you find somebody is buying everybody beer, yet they've not paid their rent. That is the notion of the scarcity mentality. That point that they have to prove to their employees, to their classmates, to their colleagues mates, to their friends, to their mates, that they are doing well in life more than others. Others have been brought up in very lavish lifestyle. So you meet that somebody, by the time you might be your parents have aged up, and their parents were financially literate, and they were able to build the lifestyle that you are in now, forgetting that at one time the parents took time and they sacrificed for you to lead the lifestyle, for you to be taken to the type of schools you are, for you to be given to the kind of lifestyle that you are living as a student. So that is something that affects us. That is why it is important for partners to openly discuss and their beliefs and views of money. You get it? Some people believe it's root of all evil. Some people have scarcity mentality. Some people have been brought up with very hard situations, such that they value money so much, such that anytime they get money, they will tend to retain it. So that is another dynamic. Understand each other financial behavior and financial perspective. You get it? So that is why we said this situation. You made somebody has grown up from very well up family, and they have seen their parents live their full life, because their parents have already reached the stage that we say financial freedom. Financial freedom is at a stage that you've known, from my lifestyle I need 110,000, and they have either rental incomes, or they have shares, or they are getting dividends from real estate investment trust, or maybe their interest per month from the money market fund is already over 110,000. So the parents do not really need to work. Then you meet the parents already had several streams of income. So by the time the kid is growing up, they will tend to fit in that class, not knowing once they start their life from the student, they cannot be able to keep up with that lifestyle. So that is something which comes to the financial behavior and perspective, the way you perceive money. That is very important. Upbringing influences and shapes our financial attitude. So there is that thing we have said, financial attitude. There's this person who've been brought up, maybe life was not, maybe they have been brought up by single mother, they were struggling, they were always taught, maybe anytime he would come from school, then maybe he goes and opens the mother's business, and maybe we meet somewhere, maybe a kid selling eggs for the mother. So that kid, normally at the long end, they become very financially literate and they'll be great businessmen, because from young age the mother had trained them, for us to eat supper you need to sell these eggs. So anytime after school you have to sit, they had to sacrifice. Instead of going playing with the other kids or going having their good time, they had to come to the mother, open their business and continue selling eggs. So that is why we are saying the way you are brought up shapes your financial attitude. There's this person who has been brought up and they knew that money is root of all evil. Money is evil. So you'll meet anytime they get their cash. It is party after party, party after party, until the last coin drains. That is when they get to their soberness and they start borrowing, hustling, and struggling to push the month after the month. Anytime they are paid, they never learn a lesson. That is a person who is financially illiterate, and they are likely to be struck by something we call financial suicide. Financial suicide is a situation that you are spending more than you are earning. Anytime your expenditure is more than you are earning, where you see will come to a deficit, and the deficit means you will be either big bankrupt or you will have a suicide in your finance. So spending habits may be influenced by lack of responsibilities. So it's that situation that I've told you. You meet somebody is young, he's single, and he has a very good salary. So you meet, because of lack of responsibilities, the parents are able and they do not have black tax. So you meet, through that enters into his system, and because they don't have responsibilities, you meet that it will influence the way they spend their money. Also, there is this type of brother who is a firstborn and they have 6 kids behind them, and anytime he knows that his family depends on him, he does not depend in his family, but the family depends on him. So this person has to know that he has to support the siblings, and also he has to start his family. So you meet that person, by the time the siblings are done, they'll make a lot of great strides, because any income they got, they had to cater for the siblings. So that is that dynamic. So lack of responsibilities also influences the habit, the influences the spending habit. You get it? And that is something that somebody needs to review, so that to be able to stop the impulse spending habit. Impulse spending habit is this, that you are buying unnecessary things. You are getting the uncalled of things. Sometimes you might be having for like 10 suits. 10 suits will be okay, but you meet somebody is exaggerating. They have too much. Now that getting too much, that is against what you are earning or what you are getting, that extraordinary expense, that going an extra mile in spending, whereas you're not considering where your source of income. That is what brings to impulse spending habit. So something else, understand the money mindset. So it means the value that a person attached the money. So there is this person, we said this one is the value that they attach. There are people who once they have cars, they have no value. They'll start dishing out, buying things from hawkers, once they have cash, they are not financially literate, and you'll meet, once they get a pay rise, you meet somebody is being paid today 30,000. And 30,000, we said anytime the cash that strikes in your bank, you can only pay rent a third of it. If you're being paid the 30,000, we are expecting around 26,000 is what it hits in your bank. So what if somebody is earning 26,000, the house that they can afford is a bed sitter, which is around 9, or a one bedroom from a very local area, that is around 8 to 10,000. That is what they can afford. So you meet they are being paid 30,000, then again they now all of a sudden they are paid, let's say even 60, double their salary. So you meet the next time he moves from a bed sitter that is 8,000 all the way to a 2 bedroom which is 25,000. Yet they are single. That's some of the decisions that you make. You see that person has no value. The understanding the money mindset, value attached to the money. And there is this person you meet. They are being paid 15,000. At 15,000, he's able to save 2,000 per month. And so it means if that person raises to 50,000, he'll be able to spend 10,000. He'll be able to save 10,000. Saving, as we said, is paying yourself first. So if you get your salary and you start paying the landlord, your electricity, you have already paid fare, you pay your grocery woman, by that you are paying people. So once you get your cash, you have to pay yourself first. So that's a kicker in financial literacy class 101 advice. So budget together. So as a couple or even the single person, budget. The essence of budgeting is you are able to dictate your cash where it goes. You are able to know that by the time I am paid, I get the 30,000. This will go to rent. This will go to home for black tax. You have a budget so that if in case anything surpasses, you cannot go beyond that. You will meet if you are being paid 30,000 and maybe 27 is what it's in your bank account. You clearly know my rent is 9,000. You clearly know that 5,000 is what I use in black tax. So in case you are in GAF and you meet people are requesting so much more than you can afford, you need to write your own budget. Once you draft down your budget, you will be knowing that once I get my money, the first thing I pay is I pay school fees to my kids. The second thing is I contribute to the circle. The third thing, I put this amount to the money market fund. Because we said pay yourself first. You have to take a share. Take saving as an expense. The way you cannot avoid rent in that month is the same way you cannot avoid saving a chunk of your percentage for future rainy days. So that is why we say this. As a couple, you need to discuss your income, your expense, your savings, and your individual spending. That is financial planning. This applies to couples and even those people who are single. If you are a couple, you need to clearly know the husband gets 50,000 per month. You are paid. The lady is paid 20,000 per month. That comes to 70. So it means that family has an income of 70%. One thing that you decide the income. If the income is less, you have to strategize, maybe get a multiple income or maybe add value. Adding value means you can learn a skill and maybe in your job you'll get a higher pay. You can also pursue a master's project where maybe the same job you're working, so that you start being paid by value, not the time. So that is the way you increase your income. Expense, you need to highlight the expense. The non-negotiable expense, the recurrent expenditure. You cannot work without paying rent. Where do you live? Unless you're living with your mother, which is somebody who is 27 years living with the mother at the expense of saving their rental income. But I understand there are different case scenarios. There's this person living in Gulf and the Gulf in Dubai, and maybe they do not pay rent. If they don't pay rent, that is understandable for them. But you're having a mentality that you are 27 years old and you're saying that in the name of saving rent, you live at your mother's place. You are not making progress, and it's time it's time you visit a counselor and get guidance. So again, we said saving. You need to clearly say saving. You need to decide saving. How much will you be saving? Because there comes a time, there are unpredictable situations. You have lost your job. What do? You have to that is why we have to save. Individual spending. There are Different people have different things. There's a person who have six siblings behind him. So him educating the siblings is very important. And there is this lady who maybe her mother is single and is a single mom, and the mother maybe is also renting. So maybe this lady paying the rent for her mother is as necessary as you are doing. That is why as a couple, as you are budgeting, you need to provide that individual spending. There is this person maybe has to support somebody from home, and to you it is not relevant. And the same way it's not relevant is the same way you don't see why they should be paying for their mom their rent. So that is why you have to give that allowance for individual spending. Another thing that is part of financial planning, we said as a couple, ensure you have a joint account. Joint account means that every month, since maybe in the next 2-3 years we'll be having kids, after the payout, after we are paid salary, somebody will be saving this tank. And the joint account are done this way. In money market fund, you can invest in a joint account. In money market fund, once you get your kid, you can have a junior account. I have rolled other tutorials talking about money market fund. Just scroll in my videos, you will find clear explanations how to join money market fund, what it entails, what is its percentage per year, which is given 12 to 18%. Get to that. So consider a joint account while maintaining a personal one. This pulls resources together for shared expenses. Once you have a joint account, it will pull together resources for the shared expenses. Things like rent, you have to come up with your policy how to educate, but do not allow those companies selling you financial policies, those policies in the name, somebody is selling you an insurance in the name of an investment. Let them go buy an education policy or a health policy as an insurance, but not as an investment. If you don't need it, don't require it. You get it? Sometimes telling you that you need to save this amount of money for the next 13 years for your money to mature that you can redeem it is something that is not real. So plan for future and set aside for eventualities. So you need to plan for future, be knowing that maybe in the next 2 years we'll require a kid, and the income that we are earning now cannot sustain them. If you are single, you need to know that this lifestyle that I'm leading, should I have a couple or should I get into marriage, this will be maybe the expenses will hike with times 2. So if you are doing impasse spending, maybe you are the guy maybe who goes to the clubs over weekend, you're spending over 6,000. On Friday you spend 3,000. On Saturday the other 3. On Sunday 2. That is almost 8,000 per weekend. So it means if you are to get a couple, it means now it will not be 8,000. The requirements will go to 14,000-15,000. So you need to plan. You need to set aside money for eventualities. Caution against drastic changes that may arise from job loss. You always need to set that amount. The reason you save is taking caution, because some unexpected circumstances might happen, like a job loss, or maybe you might break your leg. Once you break your leg, does it mean you need like 6 months, and maybe your job is in 10th floor in somewhere in Upper Hill? You see, you will have the workplace has to either negotiate either you are on a sick leave, which will be unpaid. 10 months, by the time you are getting to 10 months, you'll not be paid. So that is why you need to strike a balance so that you will be financially literate. So seeking professional help. So the last one is seeking professional help. Sometimes as partners, it becomes difficult advising a partner. So because the partner sees your influence. If you call your friends, they will see there is a bias because this is your friend. And if they call their parents, you have that notion that now it's her parents advising me because I'm financially literate, and so because it is her families, they might tend to favor them. That is why you need at some time you need to seek professional help. So today we had a topic of how to stop impulse spending habit. I'm Jogu, a land surveyor, and a financial consultant. I will be happy you comment in the comment section, and if you're getting educated, ensure you share this video in your family group, share it in that Christian group, and iyo chama yenyu, the chama that you have, share the video so that we may continue. I'll be happy just to appreciate my long hours of research. Ensure you leave a like and a comment. Once you leave a like, YouTube will suggest this content to other people. Thank you.